Hi guys, welcome back to Life of Lima, and I have an exciting news to share with you guys. I'm pregnant. I know most of you want to ask, oh, why did it take a year? And most of you have asked already. Some of you are that shameless, asking people about their uterus. Anywho, I have the story now, and if you're interested, you can stay with me. So, we got married in November 11th, 2023, and we decided to wait for a year before we start officially trying to have kids. And we did wait for couple of months, although we're not using any protection, but we're going to wait for a year. I don't know what we were thinking, or I don't know, because I didn't want to use any drugs, contraceptive. I didn't want them to mess with my hormones, and when we are finally ready to try, it's going to be chaotic. I didn't want that to happen, and I didn't want to start any insertion. It's too early for any copper UD or whatever you guys call it. It is too early for those kind of contraceptive. Here is the story. We're not using any protection or contraceptive. We were not, but we wanted to wait for a year until somebody started to get worried, which is obviously me. I'm always the worried person, that we're not using any contraceptive and we're not using any protection, and we're both healthy, we both work out, we both eat well, we are healthy, and nothing is happening. So I became worried, and I think it started to be a thing of concern for me, especially with the fact that I had had several recurrent infection, and I had treated infection over and over again, from a student down to who I am right now. I've always treated infection. So I kind of started to feel maybe something is actually wrong, since we're not using any protection, and why am I not taking in? I don't know. We were waiting for a year, but maybe a mistake could have happened here. It happens to people. They wanted to wait, but then one day it entered. I think that was the kind of story I was expecting, but it was over 6 months and nothing entered, nothing did, and then I started to get worried. Let it not be that we think we're waiting for a year, but something is actually going on down there that we do not know about. So I decided to go to the hospital and just do a normal routine checkup. And you know, the problem when you decide to see a gynecologist as a newly married person is they don't take you serious, because there's a 1 year time limit before you're considered infertile or even their patients. But then I decided to still see a gynecologist, and a week before I saw a gynecologist, I started to have very terrible right-sided abdominal pain, and I just felt it would stop, but I still didn't see the gynecologist, and the pain continued. It was on my right. It was always on my right. I couldn't even sleep on my right side. We thought it was muscle spasm, and we thought it was the mattress, because we use an orthopedic mattress, and I just started to add a little bit of softeners on top, like a duvet, a blanket, but this pain was still there. It persisted and it wasn't stopping. So I think finally I decided I'm going to just go and I'm going to see a gynecologist like I planned. And when I complained about the right lower abdominal pain, they decided I run a scan. So during the scan, I remember the sonographer. The sonographer was doing the scan and looking at the screen, and then she just said, is there a history of fibroid in your family? And I looked at her and I said, there is no fibroid in my family, in Jesus' name. I don't know why I felt the need to add that, in Jesus' name, but I am right there lying down on the bed, and you are having your transducer or your probe. You're having your probe on my stomach, and you're about to decree and declare no. And then I said no, and then she was like, oh, I think I can see a fibroid. And then I said, it's not a fibroid. I don't know if it was faith, if it was fear, but I just said it's not a fibroid, and she moves a bit lower and she's like, oh, it's not a fibroid. So she goes a little lower and then she says, oh, it's not a fibroid. It's, I can see liquid gathered in your POD. There's a pouch of Douglas somewhere between the uterus and the rectum. I think there's a connection like that. And then I'm like, okay, what does that signify? What does that mean? And she was like, you have pelvic inflammatory disease, you have PID. And pelvic inflammatory disease, I think, it's an infection actually that is caused by, I'm going to link it down there because I have forgotten. Oh my god. But I know it has to do with gonorrhea, chlamydia. Is it gonorrhea? Yeah, but the chlamydia, these other things that can actually, other bacterials that can actually cause this infection. And depending on the stage or how early or how late into having PID, that's between if it's acute or if it's severe, it can actually cause a serious infertility issue for you, because it can block the fallopian tubes and the sperms just don't get there to even fertilize any eggs at all. And that was the beginning of a bit of fear. I wouldn't say fear, but to be very honest, when she said it, I was scared. And then I send it to my husband and he goes on Google and he starts googling stuff, and I'm still in the hospital. I'm trying to know what PID truly is, and I'm still googling stuff and I'm getting worried. And then it's my sister trying to calm me down, and then the doctors tell me I have to come back the following week because they don't have doctors on ground and they're on break. And I'm like, okay, another extra weekend to be worried. I go back home, and I've been an LSPPD member for over 3 years, praying 7 a.m. fire prayer with Streams of Joy, Pastor Jerry Easy. And I just go back home and I'm like, okay, I have gone through worse than this. I've had asthma that got healed, and if God can heal me from asthma, what is PID that I can't get healed of? But something I forgot to mention is I was actually prescribed drugs because of the abdominal pain I was feeling, and the scan said PID. So I think she gave me cefazine, and then she also gave me flagyl, that's metronidazole, to take for a period of I think the cefazine goes for 5 to 7 days, right? Then the flagyl, she gave me 7 days dose, before I come back. And then I was still on the drugs, but then I was still on my 7 a.m. fire prayer, right? I was praying. I wrote it down like it was instructed. I would hear it when it needs to be torn. I would rewrite it. I would pray about it. I would dance on it. Then I had my own personal 3 a.m. prayer where I wake up, I pray on it, and I dance on it. I just did all that I know to do as a believer, and then I just let it go and I let it be with God. So the Thursday, that's the following week, on a Thursday, we went on a Monday and we're told, oh, the gynecologist for people who are not pregnant is on Thursday. The gynae section for people who are not pregnant is on Thursday. And then we had to come back on Thursday, and then we saw the doctor, and oh my god, it's so dirty, so dirty. That's what I used to do to animals as a vet, use this speculum into their vagina. And I don't know why I didn't think that was going to happen to me though, because it's physical examination, but I didn't like it. And then he examined me. The doctor took all the long stories and details he needed to take from me. Then we did the speculum, checking me down there to see what's going on. He also saw the scan results and he asked me to do another scan. And then what else? Okay, I told him all the drugs I've been prescribed and I had taken all of them. So God bless my pastor. He has done a scan for me, and he told me I was very good until that abdominal pain came. And then I had to see the doctor and she told me something else. And even when I told my pastor that report, he was like, oh no, that is not your report, it's not even fate, I know what I saw, you were clean, you were healthy, but come again and we're going to redo the scan. And he happens to work in the same hospital where I was visiting. And then I met my pastor, Dr. Ben, and then we did another scan, and he looked at me, you have the most beautiful ovaries, you're very healthy, I don't see any fluid accumulated, I don't see anything wrong with you, you're perfect, Lima, stop worrying. And I went back to the gynae with the result, and he said the same thing. Oh, you're very healthy, you're very fine. I'm just going to prescribe you some folic acid and other broad spectrum antibiotics. So he gave me doxycycline, which is a broad spectrum antibiotic, and he just asked me to take it. And I went home. I wanted to take it as I was fine, nothing was wrong, it was just a wrong diagnosis. But then, no, it's a miracle. It's a miracle because I don't want to think of it that it's not. What if it was? It was. She saw it, right? I prayed about it. God healed me. I don't want to take it as, oh, you are so fine, nothing happened to you, you were just worrying. God healed me. I don't know, believe it, argue it, I was healed. Now I'm back home, I'm taking doxycycline, I'm still battling this infection, so I had to take ketoconazole, and it just continued, one infection to another. It's been a month, it's been 2 months, it's been another month, which is 3 months, and it's still not forthcoming. And I decided, okay, let's just do this the God way I am used to. I remember sitting in the bathroom, and I'm asking myself, an experience my friend also shared with me, and I was like, I literally just said the same thing. I was in the bathroom, and I was like, God, what is it that I have that I didn't have to pray so hard for? Except my marriage, which I felt I have been praying for it a long run. It was just a bank where I deposited prayer on my marriage. Every other thing, getting admission, getting healed from asthma, getting out of school, it just felt like a long prayer list where I had to pray hard and hard over things that just comes easy for people. And I was so broken in the restroom. I cried. I sat there, I cried my heart, I cried my eyes out. My husband kept, are you okay? Don't worry, we'll keep trying, we're in this together. And I'm like, this is not even about being in this together, this is me and God. Like, I am angry at God, I am offended, I feel very hurt, I feel like I have to pray about everything. And then he reminded me, but that's exactly what God said. Pray about everything. In everything you do, through prayers and supplication. He started quoting prayers, Bible scriptures for me, and in my head I am just angry with God. I've seen other people have it easy, and can't I just have it easy, even if it's once? I'm praying for a child, I just want this to come through, and my heart is broken. I keep seeing my period, and it's just going to be what it's going to be. Picked myself together. My husband wrapped the left over of me, and we just talked and we just prayed, and we prayed though. I'm honestly grateful for a partner who prays along, who prays with me. We were still on our 7 a.m. fire prayer. We'll do midnight, we'll switch it up, we'll do midnight, we'll do evening. We honestly did pray so hard and so well, and even during the communion service where we have to take 3 communion, our prayer was always, God, we're going to carry the pregnancy to term, and I'm going to give birth to a healthy baby, and I'm going to be healthy. That was our 3 communion prayers every single day in our 7 a.m. fire prayer. And then I had this particular month where I missed my period, because I've been expecting to miss it. I've been having faith to miss my period, and I missed my period. 1 day, 2 days, and I was telling my friend Kemi, I've missed my period, I'm not going to see my period, blah 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 blah. And on the 3rd day my period came, and when my period came, I told myself I was spotting that's implantation bleeding, and a few percent out of 100% of women experience implantation bleeding, which is very small, very light compared to the normal period, and it doesn't even last up to a day compared to the normal period that lasts 4 to 7 days depending on the kind of cycle you have. And I just said it's implantation bleeding, but it got bad, it got thicker, it got stronger. I was so pissed off. I remember how pissed off I was, because I had started rubbing my belly, doing all those preggy stuff. I tell my baby, oh, I wake up in the morning, I tell my baby to talk to his baby. We're doing all of that, and then this period, and I just told my husband that I'm on my period. He wasn't broken. He was so strong. Men are strong. He said, okay, we're going to try again. And I'm like, what do you mean we're going to try again? I felt like he wasn't relating with me. He wasn't in my pain. I don't know if I wanted him to feel the pain I felt, but I felt he wasn't in my pain. I felt like he was serious about it, but he was strong. Why does he have to be so strong? But again, I was grateful that he was strong for us. So we continued. At this point, sex had become more of a chore, because I just want to take in, and I don't think I was even focusing my mind on it, or I was even enjoying it. I think that's not the problem when you start having sex, because you really now want to take in and you are a bit desperate. It wasn't fun anymore. It's just like, come, let's do. I was always tracking ovulation. I just became a tracker. I was tracking it, and then this particular month tracked my ovulation. It was supposed to be on a Sunday, and on a Thursday my sister called me out. They've been admitted in the hospital. Her son is very ill, and I was like, okay, I now told my husband I'm going to go. She's all alone in the hospital, because I know her husband goes to work, and then he has the other kids to take care of, so she needs my help. And then we agreed I was going to go, and then I went there on Friday, right? On Friday. Now on Thursday we did a little quickie, something quick. Then I remember rushing back to the house on Saturday evening. I should have stayed at the hospital, but I was rushing back because I just wanted us to come. I didn't want us to miss that ovulation on Sunday. I just wanted us to come and try again. And do you know what? When God works, he works in mysterious way. That particular ovulation I was timing on Sunday, I came back to the house. Me and this man now ended up fighting on Saturday. Saturday evening we had a heated argument. We disagreed in a very serious way, and on Sunday everybody was just mushy. We had apologized, but everybody was still angry. We still needed to talk about it, because that apology was just, let's apologize and sleep. And on Sunday everybody was still angry. We still had a repeated disagreement where we now had to later apologize in the evening. By evening everybody was so exhausted, everybody slept. That was how that particular ovulation I was hitting gone. Sunday now missed. And on Monday nothing happened, Tuesday nothing happened, and that's how that cycle just it just came. And I just, it's not going to be this month for me. It was that month for God. I mean, all we had was Thursday. I know Thursday was like medium chance of getting pregnant. Sunday was Thursday was the last day of medium chance. I think Friday was high chance. Friday and Saturday high chance. Then Sunday was ovulation. Then Monday was supposed to be medium chance. On Tuesday then I'm done ovulating. That was just how it was supposed to be. And we missed the high, we missed the peak, we missed the medium. It was just that last day of medium for Thursday, and that was when God decided this is going to be it. You guys, that was the month God decided, well, it's visiting time, baby girl. I'm so happy. But let's stop this video here. Before I say have a wonderful evening. If you're trying, if you're expecting, I want you to stop expecting God to do it when you want him to do it. Just let him be God, and just be you. Be his baby and just let him be God, and he's going to surprise you, and it's going to be very amazing, because he did surprise me, and it's going to be in the next video. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to follow me. Blah blah blah.